Hey there, YouTube. Cheers. Back for part two of some of my favorite promo 45s that I pulled and I've been listening to. I didn't say the date. It's Friday the 13th of December. This year has absolutely flown by. Anyway, let's get back to the 45s. The next one of my absolute favorite songs, LTD, Love, Togetherness, and Devotion. Love ballad. This is a mono stereo, both coming in at 3 minutes and 31 seconds. This is an edit of the LP version, and I do believe this is just the same as the stock 45 version. Maybe one of the things I need to do one day is to fish out some 45s that have some really cool radio only edits, but this is just a stock 45 version ultimately. But this record, and I remember my sisters had this on the 45. I think this came out in 1976. Yeah, 76. My older sisters had this on a 45. I remember dancing with my mother and my sisters. I had to stand on a chair. I was 5 years old when this came out, and I absolutely, some of my fondest memories of my childhood, even dancing with girls when I got old enough to know that all girls don't have cooties. But anyway, that's a great song. The next one, the great Denise Williams, Black Butterfly. Oh, I just played this. I have this also on a promo 12-inch single. I was just playing this the other day. Glad to listen again. This is a double A side, both stereo at 4 minutes, 13 seconds. It's the stock 45 version, which is also the same as the LP version. This is an absolutely great, inspirational song that, if you have not listened to this, this is my favorite Denise Williams song, I would say. Absolutely great song. One of my favorites. Next one, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Fantasy. This is one of my favorite songs by Earth, Wind, and Fire. This is the only promo 45 that I pulled by them, but I did listen to some others tonight. Oh, this is from their great Spirit album. Not Spirit, this is All in All, which came out in 77. This is a mono stereo coming in at 3 minutes 46 seconds. This is an edit. I believe this is a radio edit because I think the stock 45 was the same as the LP version, but I'm not 100% sure. Again, this is an absolutely great song. I wrote a sermon on this song some years ago, and I don't think I ever preached it. I just put it off to the side somewhere. Maybe it was just for me, but this is an absolutely great song. I really enjoyed playing it tonight. I played it twice, actually. Another great song from my childhood, the Ohio Players, Skin Tight. Oh man, again, we had this on the 45 growing up. This is a stereo of on both sides, coming in at released in 1974. But where is the time on this? Oh, 2 minutes 42 seconds, which is, I want to say, the stock 45 version. Of course, the LP version for this is, I don't know, around like 7 minutes. But I remember having this on a 45 growing up as a kid, jamming out to this. We also jammed to this back at the skating rink. Growing up, my older sisters, who are 9 and 10 years older than me, um, worked in a skating rink as skate guards. And they used to take me with them sometimes. And even as a kid, there was a skating rink. If anybody's from Chicago, remember the old Savoy skating rink that was located on 78th and Stony. I'm not Stony. 78th and Cottage Grove. That was around the corner from where we lived growing up until it closed. We used to walk around there and go skating a lot. Anyway, yeah. So that song invokes a lot of memories for me. The next song is Isaac Hayes, the classic theme from Shaft. He's a bad mother, shut your mouth. This is theme from Shaft on A side. B side is Cafe Reggio, which is, of course, from the great soundtrack. This is the same as the LP version, coming in at 3 minutes and 15 seconds. This came out in 1971. Oh, and this is just one of my favorite songs. I recently got to pick up the Shaft in Africa soundtrack. I haven't listened to it yet, but I do plan on listening to it. I just got it a couple of weeks ago. I just didn't get a chance to listen to it yet. But then this Shaft, this is the Shaft soundtrack is one of my favorite songs. I enjoy both albums on that. So great classic Shaft. The next one, The Holidays. I'll Love You Forever. And Making Up Time on the B side. This is on the Golden World label. This came out in the late 60s. Golden World was a label that was another Detroit label that Motown ended up, I think they bought it. The lead singer of the Holidays was the great Edwin Starr, of course, who would go on to record War. Uh, but this is one of his earlier hits with the Holidays. I just absolutely really like the positive lyrics, the great energy. It's an up-tempo love song. I remember my mother had this on a 45 when I was a kid. It was kind of staticky by the time I started playing it. I don't know, like in the late 70s, I think I picked that 45 up one day in a stack of 45's that I wasn't familiar with and played it, and I've been rocking to this song ever since. This promo 45 does get a little bit pricey. I think I may have paid 25 or $30 for it, but it was worth it. I absolutely adore this song, The Holidays. I'll Love You Forever. The next one, again, great childhood memories, the great Isley Brothers, That Lady, Part 1 on the classic T-Neck label from their 3+3 album. This is a mono stereo. Both are coming in at 3 minutes. This says 3 minutes even. Uh, this is the same as the stock 45, although the stock 45 had part one on side A, part two on side B. I prefer just the edit of side one. I do listen to the 3+3 album on occasion. And I will listen to part one and part two, which is, part two is mainly just uh, Ernie Isley playing guitar solos. But I really like the lyrics to this song. And this came out in 73, 74. I really should have some glasses on. 73. I remember my aunt had this on an album when I was a kid. We had it on a 45. And I used to play the heck out of this 45 as a kid. So, of course, when I got older, I had to get a promo 45. Moving on. The next one, The Great Dramatics, Ocean of Thoughts and Dreams on ABC Records. This is a stereo mono mix coming in at 3 minutes, 21 seconds on both. This is an edit of the LP version. I think this was on the Jackpot album in 77. Yeah, this came out in 77. I don't remember if this is the stock 45 version or if it's a radio edit. I really do like this edit. I like the full version as well, but this is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful song. I might actually play this again when I'm done with the video. The next promo 45 is the great Shirley Caesar, No Charge. Great song. A lot of people listen to this around Mother's Day. Um, I listen to this sometimes year round. I think I played this 45, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago on the Skepter label with the Hob label, which was a gospel label logo. This is stereo on both sides, which it has what they call the gospel version on one side. I think and the other is just the other version. I don't remember the difference. I played the regular version tonight. I don't remember what the difference is between the gospel and the regular version. It's not much of a difference, though. I do know that. But this is an absolutely great, great song. If you're not a Shirley Caesar fan, I recommend her music, and this is a great song to start with. Excuse me. The next one is Donna Summer, Last Dance. This is a stereo and mono, both coming in at 3 minutes and 17 seconds. This is of course, an edit of the LP version, but this version I do believe is just the stock 45 version. But my mother, we had two 8-track tapes in the house growing up. The stereo that we had an 8-track tape player, but we had two that someone made for us, and I remember this was on one of them. I was able to get this as a 45 in the early 80s. Drugstores used to sell 45s for like $1.25. We don't have regular neighborhood drugstores like we used to. But I remember getting this on a 45 from the drugstore, and sometime like in the early 80s. But before that, I had to play the 8-track tape to hear this song, and then I could hear it once, and then you got to wait for it to come back around on the 8-track. But I was glad to get this on a just a 45 back then when I was, I don't know, 11 or 12 or something. But so absolutely glad to have this. I do prefer this version to the LP version. Absolute great song. All the energy in this. And this was from, what was this, from Saturday Night Fever? I think this was from Saturday Night Fever. I haven't seen that movie in so long. Oh no, Thank God It's Friday. It says it on here. I don't know if I ever saw Thank God It's Friday. Quite honestly, I don't believe I've ever seen that movie. I don't remember though. Anyway, great song. Um, One of my favorite by Donna Summer. I had Heaven Knows, um, but I ended up taking it out because the pile was too big, so I left it in there. Um, the next one is Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, Wake Up Everybody. I remember playing this 45 when I was a kid, and then when I started collecting vinyl after I discovered they had used record stores. This is one of the first albums that I bought, Wake Up Everybody album. But I do like this edited version better. This is part one on both sides, mono stereo. This is a DJ reservice, which meant that it got so popular. Radio stations were playing it, so they just repressed it again. Radio stations would need a fresh copy because they played it so much. And this comes in at 3 minutes and 9 seconds, which is the stock 45. But on the stock 45, it's part one on side A and part two on side B. We're at 15 minutes, so I'm going to stop here. And wow, I still have quite a bit to go. We might have four parts to this one. So again, thank you so much for watching and spending time with me, YouTube. Have a blessed and wonderful day, and cheers.